oilseeds, what does it mean, oilseeds? Oilseeds means the crop or the thing from where we are actually getting the oil. Now, India is the second largest producer of the oilseeds in the world, not only in 2008, in 2015 also. And the first or the leading producer of this oilseeds is China. Basically, in case of the India was the largest, or India was the largest producer or third largest producer in the world after China and Canada in production of the rapeseeds also. There are different kind of the seeds or the oil seeds we can get in India. The example of the oil seeds are the mustard, the coconut. We can talk about the til, or this is called sesame, soybean oil, castor seeds, then cotton seeds, lean seeds, sunflower. From all this kind of the seeds we can get the oil. What is the use of this oil seeds? Basically, we know the oil seeds, from that we are extracting the oil. This is used for the cooking medium also, as well as some amount of the oils are the edible oils also. So the oils, one of the important we can say, these all are the edible oils, and most of the oils are used for the cooking purpose also. Not only this edible and cooking purpose, we can see that these oils are also used to make the cosmetics, as well as these oils are used for the different kind of the ointments production, as well as the soap production also. So these all are the importance, or these all are the use of the oil seeds. Now, in case of this oil seeds, groundnut is the most important oil seeds in India. Almost the half of the major oilseeds production, it's about the groundnut only. And Gujarat was the largest producer of the groundnut, followed by the Andhra Pradesh and the Tamil Nadu. After Gujarat, there are more two states, that are the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. These all are the good producer, or the one of the largest producer of the groundnuts. Now, without groundnuts, the mustards are there, lean seeds are there. Even lean seed and mustards are the rabi crop. Even sesame, that is the til, it is a kharif crop in the north as well as rabi crop in the south. Castor can grow as a rabi and kharif. These things you all need to remember for the MCQ kind of the question. In between this, like oil seeds, which one is a rabi crop, which one is a kharif crop, what is the importance of the oil seeds, and as well as the rank of our country. So this is all about the oil seeds. Now the next we are having, that is the coffee. Last day already we had discussed about the tea. Now today we are going to discuss about the coffee only. Now basically, like the tea, we can say that coffee is also a beverage crop. What does it mean, beverage? You all know that these all are the liquid thing that actually people are having. Now, in case of the coffee, India is only that produces 4% of the coffee of the total world. The total production of the tea in India is very large, we all know that. But in case of the coffee, the total production in case of the coffee, it is not very large. The coffee production in India, only total almost 4% of the coffee in India we can, India can produce. Now the quality of the coffee, it's known in the world for its goodness, because the basically whatever coffee are growing in India, those coffees are basically good according to the quality. So the quality of the coffee is very much good in India. Now the quality wise, the Indian coffee is very good. The Arabica variety. Arabica is a quality or a type of a coffee that is initially brought from the Yemen, is produced in India, and it is a good variety of the coffee. And throughout the world, this variety having a very great demand. The cultivation was initially introduced in the Baba Budan Hills, and it is in South India, and it is actually the part of the Nilgiri Hills, but today the cultivation is confined to the Nilgiri Hills, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, basically the Western Ghats region and all. In case of the coffee, you will find that coffee are generally produced in the South India, as well as the coffee, its plantation is required. This comes under the plantation agriculture only. You all know the meaning of the plantation agriculture here. Actually only a single kind of the crop is grown. So coffee is a plant, like part of the plantation agriculture only. Now in case of the coffee, India, it's very little amount of the coffee it's produced in India, but that is very good in quality. Arabica variety of the coffee is brought from Yemen, but the demand of this coffee is very great in the worldwide. Generally this coffee plantation is confined into the southern part of India only. Basically the condition that is required for the coffee production, almost a medium temperature or towards high it's required, 20 to 23 degrees centigrade almost required. And in case of the rainfall it doesn't require very high amount of the rainfall actually. Basically in case of some of the coffee like the Arabica coffee, almost the amount of the rainfall it's 150 centimeter to 200 centimeter is required, and it should be followed by 2-3 months of the dry seasons also. So in that conditions also coffee can grow. Now in case of the coffee, basically the coffee required the hot season as well as the temperature should be high and the rainfall should be there. Even in some areas also like cold season also it can be grown. Basically the bright sunshine days are necessary in the time of the harvesting of the coffee. That's why you will never find coffee in the northern India, but coffee plantation is not there, because in our area we are having fog, we are having the temperature is less, but coffee required in a more temperature, high temperature as well as bright sunshine and warm weather is necessary in the time of the harvesting of the coffee. After coffee, the next crop that we are having, that is the horticultural crops. Now what does it mean, horticulture? Now horticulture, basically the meaning of the horticulture is the production of your flowers. Horticulture comes under the production of the fruits as well as the vegetables. All the things totally called the horticulture. Now the production of the fruits, the production of the vegetables as well as the production of the flowers, all the things together comes under the topic of the horticulture. Now under this horticulture there are different varieties, like somewhere the flowers are grown, somewhere the fruits are grown, so they are having the different names. Now in case of the horticulture, the definition if we have to say, we can say that it is the art of cultivating plants in gardens to produce the food as well as the flowers and as well as the different vegetables also. Now India is the largest producer of the fruits and vegetables in the world. Basically why? Because you see the climatic condition of the India. The half of the India is under tropical climate and half of the India comes under the subtropical climate. There are some terms like, suppose if you are producing the flowers, that comes under the topic floriculture. Suppose in case of the you are growing only that instead of the flower you are going for the vegetables, that is called olericulture. Suppose you are only producing the fruits, that is called pomamculture, or pomology is the branch, or the thing is called pomamculture, where you are growing the fruits only, and this all comes under the topic of the horticulture. Now in case of the different states are there in India, which states are actually very much developed or very much developed in the different kind of the food or flower production. Like example, you can see the mangoes. Mangoes are well grown in Andhra Pradesh, UP, West Bengal and Maharashtra. You know, always oranges are, Nagpur is very much famous for the orange. Even in Meghalaya, Cherrapunji also orange fields are there. Bananas are famous in the Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. You will always find in the market people are saying that lychees, the Uttar Pradesh and Bihar's lychee is very good. Lychee and guava of UP and Bihar is very good. Pineapples well grown in Meghalaya. Grapes of Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh, and apples, apricot, walnuts, for these all fruits, the Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, it's famous. So there are different zones are there where we can see different kind of the fruits are growing. India produces almost 13% of the world's vegetable, and it is important producer of the cauliflower, onion, cabbage, tomato, brinjal. These all things are highly grown in India. Almost in the 10% of the world's fruit production also is there in India. So this is about the horticulture crops. Now let's see what is there in the book. We had completed the tea and the oilseeds. Now we will start with the coffee. In 2008, India produced 3.2% of the world coffee production. Indian coffee is known for its good quality. The Arabica variety is brought from Yemen and it's produced in our country. This is a variety, it's great demand all over the world. Initially, its cultivation was introduced in the Baba Budan Hills, and after that, it was spread into Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And after that, we had discussed about the horticulture crops. In 2008, India was the second largest producer of the fruits and vegetables in the world after China. Here also after China, India is the producer of the tropical as well as the temperate fruits, because we know half of our country belongs to the tropical climate, half of our country belongs to the temperate climate. Mangoes of Maharashtra mark this lines, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, UP, West Bengal. Oranges of Nagpur, Cherrapunji. Bananas of Kerala, Mizoram, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Lychee and guava for the UP, Bihar. Pineapples for Meghalaya. Grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra. Apples, apricots, walnuts for Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh are famous. 13% of the vegetables of the world are grown over here, like the onion, cabbage, tomato, potato, brinjal, etc. So this is up to that horticulture crop. Now after the horticulture, the next that we are having, that is the rubber. Now in case of the rubber, obviously it is a non-food crop. We all know that rubber is a non-food crop. It is a crop of the equatorial region. Basically rubber grows well in an equatorial climatic condition nearby the equator only. But under some special condition, like if we will give some extra support, so obviously it can grow in the tropical and the subtropical regions also. Normally, in case of the rubber production, what is the ideal geographical condition? It requires the moist and the humid climate. Always you should have the moist climate, that means your rainfall should be high. It is almost more than 200 centimeter of the rainfall. And temperature should be always high. In case of the rubber production, the temperature should be there, more than 25 degrees Celsius should be the temperature. So this is the temperature and required amount of the rainfall for the rubber production. What is the basic importance of the rubber? Rubber is an industrial raw material, because this rubbers, you can see this picture, actually this is a rubber plant, or if you go to the rubber plantation, you will see that they are actually tearing this part of the tree at the middle only, and from here only this particular glue like thing, it comes outside. And this is the rubber only, but it is in a raw form. We can't use that. This needs processing. So this is a great industrial raw material. Basically, you have read that in the tropical region, best for the rubber production. So Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andaman Nicobar area, these all are very famous for the rubber production. But in the northeast also, the Garo Hills are also famous for the rubber production. And in case of the world, India is the 5th among the world's natural rubber production. That is the rank of the India. Now in case of the rubber plantation, basically the geographical area, you need to read the states from where the rubber plantation is there, you need to read that. And in case of the rubber, what is the rank, and tropical and tropical countries are good for the rubbers, that is there. But what is the use of this rubber? You can see this one. Basically the use of the rubbers are in case of some wares to manufacturing the erasers, the balls, the waterproof shoes are made with this rubber. Now in case of the rubber, they are preparing the airbags. Even the automobile industries, they are also using this rubber as a form of the pads, like they are making the padding, automobile padding by this rubbers only. In case of the tires and the tubes also, the tires and tubes are also made by this rubber. So these all are the uses of the rubbers. First I said tire and tubes. Second one in the automobile industry as a padding purpose. Second one is for manufacturing of the airbags. Sometimes it is used for like manufacturing of the eraser